Morning vlog thoughts. Just woke up. I had weird sleep. I kind of was like in and out of, like, I'd wake up, it was like 3 in the morning, and then turned like 4 in the morning. My dog wants water. So, update, I did put a thing for my fridge from like when I worked at a hospital years ago. We used to have these little things that, like, their whole thing was called I Create. And so I put I Create Goodness. Because it's true. So I was just thinking, so my dog, in like the middle of the night, so I always wonder if I was like a parent to a child, how I would like treat that child, if I would be the parent that would like be a sucker. Because then I always think when you're parenting, you have to have like one parent that's like not the good parent, but like, you know, like good cop, bad cop. I feel like I need to be like, I don't know, I'd be like in the middle. I'd be like good cop and like not bad cop, but like stern cop, right? But I wake up to basically this. I know I remember putting paper towels down, so I had to put, this is life, right? So I put paper towel there, paper towel there. I don't know if this is pee or if that's vomit. And then this wonderful mess. I had to put down paper towels because I realized I need a bigger doggy pad, which costs money. But never ever, so I had Chinese food recently, and you know, dogs are like, and this is how I know my dog is doing well and is healthy. So she actually eats, like, she'll want to eat my food, but she doesn't want to eat her food. So this is how I know my dog is healthy, literally, because she'll eat, like, she ate a ton of wonton crackers. She ate, because I gave her the wonton crackers. I gave her some of the General Chow's chicken, but I tried to dust off or wipe off the little chili flakes, because General Chow's chicken has these like red pepper chili flakes, which dogs and spicy food, that's not good. And there's a little diarrhea there. So I've learned, like, do not be I treat her like I don't have children, but I have worked with children, but like I treat her like she's my child, and like basically, like, I spoil her rotten. So she is subscribed, well, I paused the BarkBox subscription, but she is subscribed to BarkBox. Also, if anyone knows if this is normal, she has like it's like a hump here. But then when she Bunny, look, come here. If she goes normal, look, it goes away. So I don't know if that's like her back, like her spine, or if that's like a tumor, I don't know. And me being someone who worked in like the healthcare industry, like I'm like, is it neurofibromatosis? Is it lipoma? Is it allergies? Is it lymphoma? Is it, just that's what my mind goes. Okay, but you have to lick the middle of the bowl. But anyways, thoughts for today. Don't give your dog, like, there's only certain human foods that dogs can have. Also, if anyone wakes up with, like, I have these little, like, crusty things in my eye, like, so I know it's called, I don't know the actual, like, medical terminology for it, but it's like this little crusty, like, things in my eye when I wake up, and I don't know what it is. But yeah, I did do my natural cycles. I keep wondering if I'm ever gonna, like, I can't do hormonal birth control, but, because when I took hormone, because I was on Junalfay, so it's basically a, I have it here, what's it called? I literally, because I got it prescribed to me through, was it Amazon? When I wasn't going to OBGYN? Oh, it's called Ferrous Fumate, norethindrone acetate ethanol estriol ferrous fumate. That's what all the little package, really hard. And it comes in a cute little package like this. I'm gonna put this up here for a second. But yeah, so that's the birth control I was on. But I gained weight, I was moody. It really affected me, like, adversely. So I did not, and plus I stopped taking it because I was taking thyroid tests and stuff. I'm gonna start to clean this because I don't want her to be, I was taking thyroid testing, and you have to be 3 months off of birth control to get accurate testing. I didn't know how important your thyroid was. And I feel like all women, honestly, like, we kind of, like, go through like everyone has thyroid, like hypothyroidism, like I feel like that's a thing, like a very prevalent thing. I don't know if it's for men and women, but especially in women. And it's like you never realize how important your thyroid was or is. But yeah, birth control. I take my natural cycle every morning, which I did do right when I woke up. They want you to take these ovulation things, and I don't know if it's TMI, I am ovulating, which when I'm ovulating, I get the worst, like, cramp pain and stomach aches, and I spend a lot of time in the bathroom, unfortunately. But so if you're someone that hasn't tried, or if you've done natural cycles already, let me know if it works, because yeah, what time is it? 9:30. But so far, I mean, like, it says which days, like, in the calendar, like, green is basically like days where you don't have to use protection. Red is like are days that you do have to use protection, and green, it'll also show it, like, if you're on your period, it'll basically show like the week or whatever. I do also have another calendar, a period tracker calendar, so it is helpful, I will say, because like it gives you a good like guesstimate of like when you're gonna have your period and like when you're ovulating. And for me, it's just hormonal birth control I didn't care for it too much. So, and now my dog wants to play with a flower. What, are you playing with your toy? What? Dami? Dami? Uh-oh. Dami? She's like, what is she doing? She's like, what is she doing? This is going to be a shorter vlog because I do have stuff to do. I have to get ready for the day. I realize I don't have cereal, so being 33, I do actually eat cereal like a third. I eat, what? Random, she's playing with toys, but. What? You like that one? That was from BarkBox's like spring box. She has a bunch of toys, as you can see. She has a ton of toys. What was I say? But I do have stuff to do today. These are not my pajamas. I know they look like pajamas. Wait, is this my pajama shirt? No, this is not a pajama. That's not a pajama shirt. This was actually a bodysuit. For the first time, this was my first bodysuit I've ever owned, and I feel really proud of it because bodysuits have been around for like years now, and like now they have little buttons at the bottom, which is pretty cool. Like, I didn't know like there were buttons at the bottom of the. What? You feel okay? I'm glad she did. I did realize, I think I was overfeeding her. So her weight when I adopted her was it 50 pounds? Or 55. I can't remember, it was 50 or 55, but when she last went to the vet, she was 61 or 62 pounds. She was eating, like, every time I'd eat a caprese sandwich, I would give her part of the caprese sandwich. Wait. Oh, you want to look outside the window? Lately, I don't know, it was yesterday or the day before, it smelled like horse manure outside. And I was wondering, I didn't know why. It literally smelled like horse manure. So I keep the window open for her so she can look outside. Don't put your butt. And so funny enough, there's this little bow that's hanging off. So I have a garden flag outside right there that says, like, if you could kind of see it, it's like right there. It says, humankind be both. It's like, I got it on Amazon. I don't know, just to add some color to the street. And there's like a little bow hanging off it, and I'm like, why is there like, it looks like a Christmas bow, and I realized it's from one of my decorations that I have that are missing. It's missing a bow. I think it's this one. I'm pretty sure it's this one because all the other ones have bows. And I'm like, at first I thought, oh my god, a neighbor put a bow on. I was like, oh my god, the neighborhood is the neighborhood is welcoming me. And it's from my Christmas bows because the lawn people came yesterday to, like, I don't know what they were doing. They were like blowing leaves or something. I don't know what they're doing. But anyways, it was hanging off the thing, and I'm like, oh my god, the neighbors, someone put a little pretty bow on my thing. Nope. It was one of my bows from my Christmas thing, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I was looking for that bow. It was missing, so I'm like, maybe that's a sign from God. I'm like, you know, Christmas bows are gifts, right? They represent gifts, right? So I'm like, who knows? I'm like, maybe that's a sign from God. So anyways, so I need to clean the floor. This is my morning today. Yay! I know that looks like a hot mess. And again, like, if I had a yard that my dog was able to go potty in, it would be a very different story. I mean, I can take her outside and do her business, but she was, when I lived in Philadelphia in the high rise, she basically would go to the bathroom and like, she would do her business. Like I trained her to do her potty business, or I don't know if it's called potty business, in the apartment. So, and plus it was just more convenient. And the potty buddies are actually really cute. So they're, I realize that I'm advertising things without realizing it, like Natural Cycles, Potty Buddy, but it's like a washable pee pad. So instead of getting like the disposable ones where you literally throw them out or whatever, you know, and you have to buy them over and over and over again repeatedly. This is one, basically they have different designs and different colors, and that looks really ugly right now. But her other one I'll show is in the washing machine. I have 2 of them, but they've lasted since 2023, but they're kind of like disintegrating. So that was on my to-do list. I have a bunch of things. I wanted to get Bonnie a new crate. Again, if I start working, it'll be a different story. There's so many things. It's so weird. I'm so not money hungry that it's like, it's so frustrating because I'm not money hungry, but I need a job, and I'm so picky about jobs because I'm big on vibes, which shout out, I was going to do a video about how to survive as a highly sensitive person, an HSP or an empath, like how do you navigate that? Because I'm super picky, and like the minute anytime, like weird vibes with anybody or a job, it's over. Like I won't even bother. Like, so anyways, this is a Potty Buddy. They come in different sizes. It's like a giant, I'll put it on the floor. It's a giant square, which I'm going to put it in the living room in a second after I mop it. So that's a Potty Buddy, right? It's pretty cool, right? It's cute. I like to so I buy these scent beads. I'm advertising stuff without realizing it, but this is my life. So I buy like scent beads. I also use Clorox to make sure it doesn't smell stinky in the washing machine. I spray a little bit in there. And then that's it. That's my routine for cleaning my doggy's things. So that's the morning vlog today about pee pads, birth control, you know, Bonnie's life, yeah, I'm going to figure out a routine so I don't, like, I need to be more diligent so when I go to sleep, I don't fall asleep in my clothes. They look like pajamas, but they're not. These are really versatile and convenient pants that I got for, like, working at a hospital in Virginia. They're, like, scrub pants, but they don't look like scrub pants. So, yeah. My bed? Yeah! When I was growing up, because I didn't want to make my bed, I used to, like, just sleep under the comforter. And now it's not as cold here, so what's good is that, like, I've been sleeping under my Adore Me Christmas blanket, which is just heaven, right? I don't know what heaven feels like, but this blanket makes me feel like I'm in heaven. And, yeah, I don't know how she slept. Dog mental health is very important. I didn't realize how important dog mental health was, but it is important. So that being said, I'm going to tend to her. I could film myself cleaning a floor. If I do that, like, I'd put headphones on. I don't really know if that's really important. It is a depiction of my morning. Also, my collarbone really hurts. I realize I think the position that I sleep in also affects things. Oh, but this is my doggy's dog crate. So this was donated to me by, she's not my friend anymore, but she was my friend in Pennsylvania. I'm not going to go too much into that because I'm not going to bash people. But this was her doggy crate. I have one box. This is like my motivation to remind me that I'm going to relocate, hopefully soon. So I buy paper towels from Amazon on Subscribe and Save. And this was like my one motivation for, like, I was like, I'm going to keep this box and I'm going to pack stuff in it. So I'm very big on, like, law of attraction and manifestation. So I'm like, I'm going to keep this. I got my productivity, wherever that is, my planner, you know, because you have to keep your sights moving forward, right? You have to think forward thinking. So that's kind of how, yeah. But that's my doggy's crate. That's my one box I'm trying to manifest, even though I'd have to get more boxes if I move, because I do want to move. If you want to see what it's like living in quarantine without it being a pandemic, watch my channel, because and truly, like, do your research. Like, there's a job that I'm going to be interviewing for that I don't know if it's located in Brentwood, Tennessee, but it says that that's where it is, and I'm like, do I want to move to Tennessee? I know Tennessee is, like, there's Nashville and, like, there's St. Jude's Children's Hospital and stuff, so I'm not sure. You know, you never know. I hear children going down the way, or a child rolling on a bike or something. Oh, it's a kid on a bike. Oh, how cute. He's in a little, like, I'm not going to record it because I don't want to, for me, I wouldn't want my child on a YouTube channel. Like, you have to get media, well, I think if you show their face, you have to get media consent, but if you don't show their face, then you don't have to. But, it's cute though. It's a cute little kid in a Jeep. But out of respect for them, that person's son, I'm not going to record that. Because I wouldn't want my child on someone else's YouTube channel unless they asked me. Because respect, right? I'm all about respect. But maybe I will show me cleaning up. I don't know. I need headphones though, because I do have, what was it? Was it 9:30? No, 10:30. So it's 9:42. So I do have to get ready though. But yeah, Brentwood, Tennessee, I don't know what that is all about. I Googled, like, what are the most, like, single-friendly cities. I'm really kind of, to be honest, I know this sounds bad, but I'm kind of, like, over living in the U.S. Like, low-key, like, I'm really, like, over, like, just after everything I've been through, like, I'm so over it, because, like, when you go through, like, I'm gonna close this a little bit bigger. When I go, like, I kind of did a video on it, so it's sad, because I recorded a whole, like, part 1 and part 2 video talking about my story and what I'd gone through, and only the part 2 of it recorded, and I'm kind of, like, on the fence of whether or not I want to post that, because that's, like, really, it is super personal. In a nutshell, it was, like, stalking, hacking, cyberbullying, cyber hacking stuff. I tried to get help with law enforcement. They really didn't do anything unless you had proof of it. I guess, you know, people bawling their eyes out really doesn't do, you know, being truly petrified and scared doesn't really do much for people, right? So, I'm gonna put this right here. So I have her little doggy thingy. So yeah, I'm kind of, like, literally at the point where I just want to, like, I don't even know how that would work, because you have to get, like, a visa, you have to get, there's so many, you have to get a new, like, cell phone plan, and then, like, here's the thing, so I'm someone, like, before you move somewhere, you always want to, like, check it out, like, you want to see what it's like, and unfortunately, I can't, like, do that. You can't just, you know, be like, hey, you know, I'm gonna go fly to Italy, or I'm gonna go, well, you can do that, but with a service dog, or an emotional support dog, it's a little bit different, you know. I'm sorry, I'm picking up her poop. I know, but we'll walk later, I promise. I was in the kitchen. I realized, oh, I need Clorox. I'll give you my word. I promise. I realized that I probably should have bought gloves, because this is not sanitary at all. I mean, cleaning up dog feces is not sanitary or dog urine, period, but, like, it is pretty, like, oof. But I love her to pieces, and I'd rather clean up pee and urine than, woo, grossies, diarrhea. That's why I'm never feeding my dog Chinese food ever again. No matter how much, if you're like me and you're a sucker for, like, you know, your dog and you love them and you're like, oh, but I want them to be happy. It's the same thing. If, like, you had a child, and would you give your child, I don't give her chocolate, but, like, something that you know could upset her stomach just because you want them to be happy and love you, or are you gonna, like, put your put your foot down and be firm and say, you know, hey, no, this is not what you can have. I'm not gonna show that. It's so gross. So yeah, never again am I giving my dog General Tso's chicken. I call them papas. So potatoes in Spanish are papas. So I gave her, in the Chinese buffet, they have these papas that are, like, with onions and, like, butter. They're so good, and I know they're probably terrible for you, but I love them. I wish the Chinese buffet is like a 10-minute walk away, so I can't complain. And they're rather affordable too. So yeah, but I'm almost done. I have to clean the paper towels here. Again, I'm gonna try to keep this to 30 minutes minimum, not like an hour, because I don't think people need to watch like me cleaning. That's not interesting. Even though I know in the morning I do have a lot of thoughts and stuff that come out of like a rise in my head. So I'm gonna move her potty buddy to the kitchen and go to the washing machine. And I'm gonna get myself a super. I always wonder if I'm like one of the few people. So I've always been somebody when I was working as a server and whatnot. I've always been somebody who like thinks out loud. I've heard it's a sign of intelligence. I basically like I'll talk like if I'm especially when I was a server, I would talk through like my steps and stuff, like what I was doing. It just helped me remember things if I said it verbally out loud. I know that sounds crazy and weird, but that's what I do. So I gotta move this here. Oh, she peed a lot. And then, oh, you know what? I also wonder if she urinates a lot. If she has diabetes. I thought maybe she could be diabetic. I really, honestly, it's really sad. My faith in like veterinary care is very, very low these days. Even when I was in Miami, I think sometimes there was one doctor who was really positive. And she forever on she had like respiratory issues. She had like these lumps in her chest, and then we had to like get her emergency surgery and then remove part of her lung. They told her that she was going to have 3 to 6 months to live. That dog lived another 3 years. But I also prayed really, really hard to God. I was like, God, please keep her around. I need her in my life. So her name was Elsie. She was a Havanese. She was a Cuban dog. She was really cute. Small, really spunky, vivacious Cuban dog who I loved so much. She would sleep with me on my bed. I consider her another soul dog. I would say that. I'm going to put this away. When she gets kidnapped and trafficked, and it's like I mean, I think it depends on the country that you go to be honest. I mean, not all countries are like, I look like a bunny. I'm hopping like a bunny. Or a frog, I don't know. I'm on my tippy toes, as we call it, or metatarsals if you call it, if you want to be extra specific. So, yeah. Just because, I mean, the only thing is that I'm literally like, I'm basically okay, so I'm not trying to beat the drum of like poverty, but I'm basically like broke. So I'm rich in spirit. I don't identify as that, like in my mentality. I don't feel broke, like, because I know I have enough. I always say if I'm alive and breathing, that's enough. But like, I feel, like I know if I look, when I look at my bank account, I'm like, damn, I am like literally broke. Like I'm like not nearly homeless because I paid for these, the months that I have now, I've paid for them, like for rent and stuff. So, but when you put stuff on a credit card, they expect you to pay it back. So it's almost like I kind of feel bad because like not working, it's not stealing money, but if you know that you aren't going to be able to pay for the means of certain things, it is kind of like stealing, like, because the credit card gives you a credit line, right? Like I finally figured this out now after 33. So you get like, when you get a credit card, you get a credit line, and then when you put something on a credit card, you're basically like, they're like, it's like you're borrowing money because you're not paying it like right up front, like it's not going to get deducted from your your bank account right away, like a debit card. When you put it on credit, you get to essentially like, you buy things, but then you pay it off later. That's the best way. I mean, I'm sure everyone knows what a credit card is, but like, I didn't know that minimum payments were a thing until someone told me, like, over the phone. It was a credit card agency or something. They're like, oh, you can pay minimum payment. You know, like, you've been overpaying. And I'm like, oh my god, I didn't know this. But then when you pay minimum payment, they charge a fee, like an interest fee, which is like a fee for not paying the full amount. So, you know, I realized this. I'm like, oh, this makes sense. I'm spraying Clorox. Clorox has become my best friend for the past, like, 3 months. What is life doing? Yeah. Any more paper towels? I have my Swiffer. The Swiffer is also my best friend too. I'm very picky about the smells. So they have different scents for the Swiffer sweeper thing. So also there's certain words, because I've gone through trauma, there's certain words that like trigger me, and I know this sounds silly. So on this one it says trap and lock. So I like literally, I cross it out because trap scares me. Trap and lock makes me think of, because there was a time when I was dating, because when you go through stalking and stuff like that, you tend to think, so they're called intrusive thoughts. So you tend to think these thoughts, and I know, I'm sorry, my hair looks really greasy, I'm gonna use dry shampoo. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm a woman, right? This is life. And that's why I'm showing the other side of it, the not so, you know, glamorous, whatever side. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Oh, Swiffer. So, yeah, and trigger words. There's certain words that, because when I was dating, I was like, oh, what if he's trying to, like, trap me into, like, getting pregnant? Because when people seek revenge on people, that's what they do. Like, I'm not kidding, because I don't know who the guy that I'm pretty sure did all this, like, started it, was a catalyst to it. I'm not sure, like, you know, who he knows. Like, he might have known police officers. He could have said, hey, go mess with that woman, harass her, mess with her life. Because I legit, in the video that I talked about yesterday, I don't know if I'm going to post it yet, but pretty sure I was, like, harassed. Not harassed, but, like, I'm not going to call it harassment, because they didn't touch me. It was more intimidation. It's like if someone drove around you, but you're innocent, like, you're an innocent person, and you have a cop drive around you just to, like pick on you and stuff. That's kind of what I went through. And when I went on dating apps, I literally was, like, scared that, like, the guy that I'd be talking to, but then I'm intuitive and I'm psychic, so, like, it cancels it out, because I'm like, you know, I can pull cards and I'll be like, nope, he's poopy, he's full of shit, he's lying, he has a girlfriend, you know, stuff like that. So anyways, there's certain trigger words, or like, I'm not going to go too much into detail, but this was one of them. So I literally erased that. I used to get a Sharpie and I crossed it out. It's like, I don't know, it just bothers me, you know. Since I've studied, like, mental health for a bit, and behavioral health and stuff like that, I know how to, like, help myself cope. So, like, part of that is, which I was going to do a video on that, how do you, like, cope with bullies, like, how do you overcome stress, anxiety, especially if you're an HSP or highly sensitive person, how do you do that, which I will get into. I'll take this off here. Because that's important. And even if you're not a highly sensitive person, there's ways to cope. Because the thing is, like I said, you can't change your external reality. Like me, well, I can say, what you think inside your head is, like, I feel like I'm going to do, like, a Broadway number with, like, a mop like this. Like, or, like, you know, singing in the rain with an umbrella. Yeah, so, what was I saying? Trigger words, coping, yeah, so even if you're not a highly sensitive person, there's still, like, we all go through stuff. So, what, Sugar? We're not going outside right now. Ziggy, what time is it?
The time is 9:57 a.m.
I have to get back closer to the phone call at 10:30. So I'm going to throw this away. I know I probably should get gloves. I should not be touching this. It's so unsanitary. I'm going to move this over here. I'm done with that. Is this 30 minutes? Oh, 1 more minute to 30 minutes, because I don't want to make this super long. I wouldn't want to watch someone for an hour, unless I, like, had nothing to do and I was on a lunch break and I was like, oh, this person's life is interesting. Let me watch what they have to say. I'm going to wash my hands in the sink in the bathroom, because I don't want Clorox to be on my dishes. Put this here. Yeah. So I'm just gonna wash my hands really quickly. Yes, my bathroom is very small. It's a teeny tiny bathroom, but you know what? It works. I don't need like beautiful bathrooms, like maybe a dream house. Yeah, that would be nice to have like maybe a larger bathroom, but as long as I can take a shower and, I can clean myself, I'm good. I'm gonna move her other pee-pee pad over to the thingy. I still have to clean the rug over here. I'm glad that it is, I think Ziggy, what's the temperature right now? This is outside.
In St. Albans, BT, it's 53 degrees Fahrenheit.
53 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's not bad. That's actually decent. So it's funny, in Miami, that would be Ugg boot weather. 53 degrees would be Ugg boot weather, scarves, sweaters. If it goes past, if it goes below 60, that's when people get out like their Ugg boots and stuff. Here, I can probably walk out in shorts because it's summertime. Right now, this is summertime to me, which is crazy considering it would be considered wintertime back in Florida. So, yeah, kind of interesting stuff. Interesting perspectives, right? New ways of living, which I do encourage if you're safe. If you're not safe, if you're going through stuff, yeah, you have to think through your steps like I have to do. So move this back here, and then move this over here. Oh wow, that was someone real. Also, I don't know why, some people I will say in Vermont, they do zoom, kind of in Miami, they do zoom by. A lot of people have pickup trucks here. If you move to Vermont, be ready for everyone to have a Subaru, a Jeep, or pickup trucks. I'm not talking a regular pickup truck. I'm talking monster pickup trucks, ones that you have that you see in a monster truck show kind of thing. And it's really interesting when you're walking your dog and they're and I'm like, really, dude? Really? Sometimes I wonder if people have the big pickup trucks to compensate for their lack of self-esteem. Because sometimes when you think about it, people who need the bigger cars have bigger egos, right? So they need the car to match their ego. It sounds mean, but it's true, right? The more humble folk, right, they'll drive around in a Toyota Corolla or a Toyota Prius, But the people that are trying to, I think, unless you work in now I take it back. If you work in construction, you work in architecture or hardware or repairs or plumbing, and you need a big truck. But some of these people, they just buy the trucks that are huge just to have a truck. And I'm like, hey, I'm not against it. I actually, at one point, there are 2 pickup trucks that I like. So I actually, in my whole escapade of being Dora the Explorer for the past 3 years, there was one rental car that I had, not really a rental car, it was a rental truck. And it was a Ford F-150, and there was a Nissan Frontier. So I actually drove a pickup truck, big black pickup truck. So I've literally done things I never thought I'd be doing in my life, so I feel really proud of myself. But I legit did drive a huge ass Nissan Frontier and Ford F-150 with a cab, it had, I don't know if it had, did it have seats in the back? It was a 4-door cab or a 2-door. I think it was a 2-door cab, but it had the truck bed in the back, and I don't know, I felt badass driving because I'm I'm a little me driving a pickup truck. But there are actually 2 pickup trucks I like, and my dream car is a Jeep, which I know is not safe. A Jeep Wrangler. No, sorry, Jeep Gladiator. Right? It's a Jeep Gladiator. It's the ones that have they have big tires, and they actually had one in pink, which is a fuchsia pink. It's so cool. That's my dream car, is a Jeep Wrangler with the hard top. And the Gladiator has the truck bed in the back. And then I do like the GMC, Acadia, and the GMC Terrain? The Chevy Terrain? I don't remember. I do like I like GMC's, period. I don't know why. I just do. But yeah, pickup trucks, Subarus, super popular here in Vermont. Be prepared for that if you move here. And make sure you have a car. Because not having one is very difficult. Because I've been almost quarantined. I stay in my house basically all day, every day. The only times I've gone out were to the post office. I've gone out on dates to a restaurant nearby called Twigs, which is really good actually. I'm not gonna knock that down. It's actually a really good restaurant. It's American food. It's pub food. They have really good, the best barbecue sauce. And they make really good margaritas too. I can't really knock them for that. But yeah, I've kind of been like relegated to just, and luckily for me, I'm an ambivert. I'm an introverted extrovert, so I don't mind being alone. So like, you know, it's okay for me. I don't mind. Um, anything else? Any thoughts besides birth control? Pickup trucks. Oh, the pickup trucks. So the two pickup trucks I liked were was the Hyundai Santa Fe or the Maverick. I don't know. There was a pickup truck that basically it's like baby blue colored. I think it's from Hyundai. It looks like a futuristic modern version of a pickup truck. I think it was that one. That was like one of the few that I liked. I'm picky about cars. I'm not really into luxury cars like Acura, Lexus. I can give a shit about those. I know the only luxury car I like would be an Audi. That's the only one because it has the pretty rings. I just feel like for me, since I'm clumsy sometimes and like not accident prone, but like I have bumped into like not a car in front of me, but like I have backed up into poles. Like when I was in Miami, we had our landscaping company parked there, and I don't know what happened. I backed up and I hit their like pole on their landscaping truck. So I'm like not privy to ever having a fancy car just because it's too fancy. Like I need like I had a Fiat 500 which was really cute. I called it Cupcake. I love the Volkswagen Beetles. Volkswagen Beetles are really cute. But yeah, Audi's probably like an Audi SUV, but that's it. Maybe a used one, not a new one. No, but then when you get a used car, that means you have to buy it. So I'd rather lease one. I don't know. We'll see. I'm nowhere near ever having a car. Like I can't even think. Like I literally got an email yesterday from a guy in Swanton because at one point I was looking for a car, and then someone, thank goodness, talked me out of it because they're like, "Do you even have the money? Like, do you have the budget? Do you know what you're getting? Do you know how it works?" And I'm like, "No." All I knew is that you need a good credit score. You have to pay monthly, and they give you like loan. Like it's so funny. I know a lot about psychology and about like sociology and human studies, but when it comes to like math and finances and stuff, I know like credit score, I know how that works. Loans, I know it sounds really bad and I'm making myself look stupid, but I don't really, I just started like APR, how like paying back a loan. Like I literally thought, do they get like, how do they give you the money? I don't know. So for me, that's just me. So anyways, yeah, but maybe one day I'll have a car. There's no way I can afford it. I can maybe get a bike or a scooter. My parents were very against me having a scooter, and I'm like, why? Why not? It's a small town. Like, what am I going to do? I'm not on the highway. I'm literally in a small little, like, town. If I got a scooter, that would be like, I don't even know what I'd do with it, though, honestly. Well, I do go to the post office. Buying groceries would be hard, though, because I do Instacart. It's just easier that way. But Instacart, you have to pay people. You have to give them a tip. And for me, I don't want to be rude and like give them $2 because they are using their gas, but I think Instacart pays for them. Like they pay their gas. I don't know. I think they give them money for gas or something like that. And for also like if you have heavier grocery, like if you have heavier loads or whatever, like I order bottled water sometimes. So like I think they give them extra money or something. But for me, when I tip them, I give them maybe like, I try to give them, like if it's takeout, I do 10%. So the only thing is, let's say it's $50, I give them $5 tip. I would do 20%, but I can't because 20% would be $10, and that would be, think like $10. You're just paying for your groceries, but then you have to tip them on top of that. But like at the end of the day, if there wasn't Instacart in this town, I would be screwed. I literally would be probably like a stick, and I would have been dead, and I wouldn't be here doing the vlog because I would have died from malnutrition and being emaciated. So, and I shouldn't smile about that because there's actually people that can't afford groceries and stuff. I will say though, I will be honest and say that I have not been eating as, when I first got here, I was like, oh, I'm gonna cook, and I got really excited. I made frutti di mare, penne arrabbiata, risotto, parmesan risotto. I made filet mignon, trying to replicate what Ruth Chris did, and I put it in the pan with like butter. I made a really good pink sauce, like a pink cream sauce. I've done, what have I made? Truffle fries with truffle sea salt and truffle oil. I've done hamburgers. I've really tried to like expand things, but I realized that all costs a lot of money. Like it costs a lot of money to like basically get high quality ingredients, like make pesto sauce. Like here, I could barely find basil. There's rarely basil in Vermont. I don't know why, but I would love to make basil more often. But getting pine nuts, because I use pine nuts. You can use Pecorino Romano cheese, and that costs a pretty penny. So yeah, I'm like, I can't really do that. So I will be honest, I haven't done a budget per se. I need to review my finances and stuff. But I have, like, I've been eating less. And I know that sounds bad health-wise. But, I mean, some days I'm really hungry and some days I'm not. I am a foodie. Like, I love to eat. Like, you know, I have salmon. I have acai fruit bars. Not bars, but, like, frozen. And I can make an acai bowl. In my freezer, I have scallops. I have shrimp and calamari rings. I can make that for pasta, like a seafood pasta, which is frutti di mare. But I've kind of like relegated myself. I eat bread sometimes and toast. I had my cereal. There is a Domino's nearby, so I do order from Domino's sometimes, and it's like 50% off. Sometimes, not often. You know, I can't really complain about that, but I know Domino's is not really like that healthy for you. They really do have good like little chicken nugget bites. Bonnie loves those things, and their buffalo sauce and their barbecue sauce is so good. And sometimes what I do is I use my I try to be resourceful. I have my table here. Like, this is where I should be eating, right? This is but I pop this thing open, and I'm not kidding when I say this. I pop my stepping stool open and I place it, but even before when I was working, I place it like right in front of the couch, and I'd be watching TV, and like I put the pizza there. Very, very, very classy, right? Sorry, Bibber, I'm sorry. Yeah, so that's, yeah. But I have been eating like less, because I can't really afford to spend, like, unfortunately this is, you know, like pinching pennies. I can't spend, like, it costs a lot, like food. I never realized how, and I always wonder too what it's like abroad. Like, do they, like in Asian countries, like does it cost more to get like certain things, or, you know, I don't know. So we'll see. I don't even know if I'd get to that point. I don't even have the funds to be able to cross like a river. To cross a river. And I would never ever leave the country like illegally. There was a video, I don't even, and I keep wondering, how did they not catch her? There's a video of a lady that she was called a stowaway. So basically she got onto the plane without showing her boarding pass. And I go, how did she get past TSA? Because you have to, when you go to the airport, you have to show your driver's license, you have to show your boarding pass or your passport or whatever. And then the customs, like was it customs? I don't know, the agents at the TSA, they look at your thing and they scan it. I go, how did she get past those people? Like, you have to be, like, people have to be more on the ball. And so, you know, but she was literally she got on the plane without anyone, like, and I'm like, bro, this is crazy. I don't know if she was going to France or something, or I think she was to France. But for me, I can't really go on a plane, because I know that one, my doggy that wouldn't be good for her. So, but pickup trucks, birth control, Jeeps, living in poverty. I should put hashtag living in poverty. That sounds really bad, but I don't have a poverty mindset. I'm very optimistic. Like, I don't give up, even though I know I don't really have a lot right now. When I used to have a lot. I had, not like a lot, but I had, what are you doing? Oh, she's biting her antler. I used to have enough to live off of, and now I'm like, how am I gonna pay my bills? Like, what do I tell? So I thought about it. I'm like, if a credit card collections company and they tack on like late fees, like, so basically, I had a really good relationship with Chase Bank. I loved Chase Bank, and then I get messages in the mail saying, oh, we've lowered your credit line because you haven't, and I'm like, bro, how could you do that to someone? Like, my credit score was good. All my payments were on time too. Like, I had on-time payments, never late payments, and I get a thing, we've lowered your credit limit. So basically they do that because if you're not paying, I guess, the full amount. I think it was kind of bogus. So I'm kind of like, not boycotting Chase, even though I loved banking with them and I still have a bank account with them. But that was a little frustrating. I'm like, but I feel like if a credit card debt collection company calls me and they'll be like, excuse me, we noticed you haven't paid, whatever. And I'll be like, yeah, well, I kind of went through like stalking and hacking, and it really fucked up my brain. And I was petrified and scared for my life. I thought I was going to die. And I literally do think people were I'm not kidding when I say people I'm pretty sure tried to poison me numerous times. Don't ask me why people are crazy. I don't know. People that hurt other people intentionally, I don't know. So, but I feel like telling them and being like, yes, well, I kind of went through some ish, because I call it ish, and, you know, I don't know if you can forgive debt. Credit card debt people, the debt relief, so basically what they do is, like, I'll never cash advances. I've heard that that's horrible. Like, I will never do a cash advance thing as long as I live. I've heard horror stories about that, and I think the percentage rate to, like, pay back is, like, 30%. It's horrible. So I'll never do that. Debt relief programs, what they do is they try to set you up with a loan, and I'm like, you have to have a job to do that. I'm not going to do that. So I'm kind of just like, I've been looking for jobs, and I might do, like, freelancing or whatever, but, you know, and YouTubing, I know you can make money off of YouTube, but I think you have to do, like, affiliate links or something like that, and I'm not really here to, like, advertise for, like, a coffee pot, you know, like I'm doing this so people that are going through stuff and that feel like it's hopeless, like, don't feel hopeless, because, like, it's, you know, like, it's, life is worth living, like, even if you're down in the dumps, and never resort to doing drugs. I know people, like, once you're down in the pits, like, you think, I'm going to call it, instead of rock bottom, I'm going to call it bikini bottom to make it more lighthearted and fun. So once you get to bikini bottom, which is a reference to SpongeBob, once you get to bikini bottom, don't feel like, oh, you have to do sex work, you have to sell drugs, you have to do porn. No. Don't sell yourself short, and I encourage you. Let me tell you, and I did a whole video about porn and stuff. Like, I'm not against it. I think some of it is really, like, not tasteful at all. It's really raunchy and, like, disgusting and gross. And I have to go soon because I have to do a phone call. But yeah, I think some of porn is kind of icky and, like, weird stuff. Like, stuff that comes up, the ads are like, are you alone and do you want to see an old lady masturbate? And I'm like, I literally cover the phone. I'm like, I don't want to see this. This is gross. I was like, but I forgot what I was saying. I got off topic. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, about credit card, you know, sex work. It's like, I would never do that. Like, and I could. There's so many women, I'm sure, who do that, and they maybe are strippers, and they're putting them. There's a girl on YouTube who would literally talk about being an exotic dancer, and I'm like, bro, she has balls, like. But I'm like, you know what? Everyone's journey is different, and apparently, I remember from what my mother told me, because my mom watched her channel. But the girl was very candid about it. She said she doesn't sleep with any of the men that she dances in front of. She won't let really anyone touch her. She has, like, these rules and stuff. So, and she talks about hygiene, and I'm like, bro, like, I could never do that. Plus, I don't really know how to dance on a pole. Even though I know pole dancing has become very commercial, like, it's very mainstream, like, as a workout regimen and stuff, and burlesque as well. But, like, yeah. Like, if I'm gonna get sexy with someone, it's gonna be because I'm either dating them or I'm attracted to them and interested in them. And it would be for their eyes only. That's kind of how I see it. Like, I'm not gonna strip, like, I just don't. Like, I like my boobies and my bottom to be for me, you know? And I actually had a guy recently who's like, what did he tell me? We matched on Bumble, and the guy literally tells me, he's like, oh, would you, this is the dating pool now. And I literally was like, I should maybe just cut it off with him. He legit asked me, he's like, would you be okay with a threesome? And I'm like, no. And then he goes, would you be okay, like, if another woman watched us having sex? I'm like, no. We hadn't hooked up or anything. We were just talking, like, text messaging. And even right there, I told myself, I was like, Ashley, because here's the thing. The guys that are really, I have to go soon. The guys that are really attractive, like, the guys that are cute, and I think they know it too. They know that they're cute, and they lead with their dicks, unfortunately, you know, instead of their heart. So what happens is that they know how to reel you in. They know all the right things to say, and they'll do that to try to get you to do that. And me, being someone who just started being sexually active at 32, I'm kind of like, I'm eager, but I'm also like, I'm reticent and reluctant to do that because I feel like I'm being, which that sounds bad, like sexually groomed to do things that I don't want to do. Right? So because I'm empathic, I see beyond that. I see the little boy that never got tended to and used sex or physicality as like a coping mechanism to boost his ego, right? Because anyone could have sex. Anyone could make themselves seem desirable or whatever. So, you know. But anyways, yeah, he asked me these things and I'm like, nope. I don't, no. I was like, that's not my, you know. So, you know, some people are really comfortable with it. I'm not. I'd rather keep it. And mind you, if some people are, asking you those kind of things, you have to beg the question, are you like, what's your real industry? You know, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of people right now who are just everyday normal people walking around, and they're probably doing sex work on the side, or, you know, maybe, God forbid, in a sex cult. Who knows? I don't know. I don't ever want to be in one of those, just because I don't want to be in a cult. So yeah, I know that kind of turned a dark, more ominous turn, but I was really talking about the topic of like people who like, if you're at bikini bottom, meaning like rock bottom, right? Because I'm all about positive vibes and good vibes, right? If you're at bikini bottom and you don't have anything to do, there's on Pinterest, there's a lot of like websites that say different things that you can do to earn extra money and cash and stuff. There's always something. I just like I'm really adamant. I do want like a steady job, and I have a phone call with one of them coming up soon. So, and also me with jobs, I literally tell myself I hope for the best, prepare for the worst, because I might not be what they're looking for. You know, that's why a recruiter interviews, because they're like, let's see if that's a person's a right fit. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, I'm also interviewing them to see if they'd be a right fit for me. So, and I'm also really picky about places. So, and I also notice I'm more of like a free bird. Like I don't want to be like, I know 9 to 5s are like what we need to do, but I'm also kind of like, I'm very avant-garde in the sense of like what makes me happy and stuff. So like, I need to put paper towels down by her PB pad. I just remembered. So yeah. What's today? Is today Thursday or Friday? Is today Friday? No. Yes. Alexa, what day of the week is it? This is my brain.
It's Friday, April
It's
25th.
Friday. There's a song that I think goes.
Interesting history facts every
No,
week.
I don't care. Alexa, stop. I don't want to hear that. Alexa says like, do you want to do this at this moment? Do you want to hear about this? And I'm like, no. There's a song I think that goes, I forgot who sings it. It's like, it's Friday and Saturday. I even forgot. When you're a trauma survivor and you've gone through stuff, you don't even, like, days basically mesh all into one. Like, you don't even know, like, what time it is. You don't know what day it is sometimes. It's really interesting. Like, all the things, the social norms and customs, like, oh, Friday, going out, hanging out with friends, nope. I literally am thinking, am I going to survive the next day? Is someone going to kill me, or am I going to, literally that's, I'm not kidding. Those are the thoughts. And I know that sounds really like serious, but I'm not joking. Like the stuff that I've gone through, which I kind of highlighted in another video, which I don't really know if I want to post it, to be honest, just because it's, I don't know. I want to stay positive, and it's really icky, and I don't like to talk about mean things. I don't want to talk about the mean things and harbor on them. I want to talk about how to overcome them and make your life better, because that's just who I am. I don't want to dwell and beat the drum of the past of like, oh, I went through this and this and this, and I did, and it sucked, and it still sucks because people are shitty, unfortunately. I've learned this the hard way, that people are shitty. And not everyone's going to be nice, and people are going to be out to get you, and they're going to talk shit about you. Like, literally, this is a thing. This is what people talk. This is a thing. People literally talk, when they don't like you, they will make up stuff about you. And they will talk dirty and say things that are not true. And then they'll do something, so I'm not going to get too much into it. It's called mind control. Basically, it's this, like, idea, like, where you try to control someone's behavior through like, manipulation, gaslighting, coercion, also hacking. Hacking is a way to do that, and I do think I was a victim of that. So, and by the grace of God, I survived. And plus, I'm very intuitive, so like I can see through bullshit. I'm telling you, I would have been a great criminal profiler or forensic psychologist, but alas, that is not what I want to do. So, and plus, I'd rather help kids and stuff, or people. I like helping people overcome challenges and circumstances. And there's people, I thought about it, I'm like, police officers, at the end of the day, you have to, like, you arrest the people, you have to, like they have the batons, they have the taser, they have the pepper spray, they have the gun on the holster, on the hip, right? And so, like, for me, I just don't know. I know there's women cops, there's, like, female cops and stuff. I actually contemplated, because, like, the FBI stuff, that's basically your law enforcement, right? But, like, I realized that I would not do well in that field, because I would be the type of person that if someone got arrested, I would be in the back of the car, in the back seat, counseling them, asking them why they did that. I can't be the person to ever shoot somebody. I just wouldn't. So I really, honestly, I know there's like intelligence agencies and stuff, like where you have to gather intel and you dissect and figure out people and their behavior. I would have been better doing that, I think, because I can't, like, I would never be able to hit somebody or like shoot them. I know in the line of defense there are people who do that, but I don't think I could. So, and my dog is playing with, I don't know what she's playing with. She's playing with the flower. Randomly, she decides to play with the flower, which means that she's doing well. You feel good. Do you feel good? Can I zoom in? No. This means she feels good. Because before, I'm not kidding, because she wasn't eating and she was so lethargic, this dog, and I looked at her and I was like, Bonnie, if you don't eat, I'm going to have to euthanize you. Because if the dog doesn't eat and they're lethargic and they have a fever, I was literally on the point of like, you know, and then I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? I'm a yogi, I'm going to do Reiki healing. I prayed for her, I did belly massages, I massaged her lymph nodes and her lymphatic system. I opened all the windows so it would be cold, because it was cold outside, and her fever went down. She has no more fever, and she's eating, and I changed her food, and yeah. She does still have the little lumpies on her armpit, but it also could be environmental. She also goes, I think she's a little bit stressed, to be honest. Because she's cooped up here, you know, she's here with me. And if I'm stressed, she's probably gonna be stressed. So that being said, I have to get going because I literally have a phone call soon. And that's it. So another day on my healing journey. And I'm grateful to be alive. And that's it. My bed looks kind of messy. And in terms of breakfast, I don't know if I'll have cereal. I'll probably have a piece of toast. And in terms of videos, I have a lot on my mind. So if you see me posting something and it's like, I'm posting about Bonnie, it's just a glimpse into my life. Like, I didn't want to put like as an icon, trauma survivor, PTSD survivor, like, you know, because I don't want to be identified that. I want to be, you know, Zach Sobiak, who had cancer, I mentioned him a lot. He said he wanted to be viewed as the boy who went down trying and never gave up. And that's kind of like what I don't want to ever succumb to like fear and be like, oh, you know, I can't do it and I'm of this, because that's, once you identify yourself as that, that's what you are, right? What you put out to the world, that's the image that you want to demonstrate to people. And I don't want to be the person, oh, she went through this. No, I want to be the person that's like, wow, she went through all that, but she overcame it, and like now she's still herself, she's still kind, she's still loving, and I carry myself with grace. So that's it. And I hope you could do the same too.